but I'm about growing and building and bringing the idea to life. So I love and respect engineers. That's the only thing that we really need to teach in school is engineering. We don't need to teach history. We don't need to teach anything that is subjective. It needs to only be engineering. Subjective information is just to weaken and indoctrinate our species. And that's what schools do now. I don't 100% believe in anything, any concept of the future or any concept of history, because history was just written by the victors.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
if I see stuff happen on the day that later that day is reported wrong. So how wrong is something reported 1,000 years ago? And why would we argue about something that's not in the now? The biggest mistake from the past that we keep making is looking at the past. We are now, we are here, we are one species, we are one race, we're here, and it's time, and the leadership is changing. First sentence that any of our species needs to hear when they're born. You are a human being with engineering challenges, and I consider challenges to be opportunities in front of you.
Yeah.
Literally, like, let me see a piece of paper. I need to write that down. That's the beginning
That's a good line.
Of our new species constitution. Like, you are a being. Promote families at all costs and make families' existence easier. So you take this thing, you put a localized farm, say if it's in a community, that we do localized growing, and then we partner with Big Pharma and say, hey, you're actually going to make more money by making better food. Because at the end of the day, you want money. Right now, it's like everyone knows that between the pesticides and between the medical industry, and especially America, that we're keeping people sick. And we know that McDonald's makes food that kills people, and, Coca-Cola selling, sugar water and all this. Like, just in case I haven't pissed off enough people in power.
Yeah.
Okay. So
you're going to piss off the sugar, anybody that's powered on sugar. Yeah.
Sugar, What's the Health was actually a documentary on sugar. It wasn't about how bad meat was. It was like a reverse documentary on sugar. I don't know if you call it a reverse, like a sub, but if you watch it again, when they show sugar in it, it's just the sugar looks super clean.
Yeah.
So as I state these things, I know I have protection. If I have God's protection, that's why I'm here to this date, right? So it's for me to have this platform and express exactly what I feel, because it's kids out there, right, that it's kids that are going to save the world through engineering and through facts. And I've got to download as much of the information and as much of don't be afraid to state your facts is the biggest thing, because the world is being ran by fear. And that is, no, actually God runs the world, but there's just like little cloud, this patina of our ego that deals with the money and the car and the girl we're dating and all this, and the clothes we wear and spending too much on clothes and a lot of stuff that I've been involved with promoting. So now what I'm promoting is you have the idea, you say it out loud. Like if you had Tourette's, say your truth out loud. If you hate you hate me, say that out loud. Say whatever you feel out loud. Like you say it non-violently, non-violent. I have to say that like as, as a shout out to Alex Jones, and Trump, where they try to say that when they say their truths out loud, that it's inciting violence. So let's be like really clear. I'm saying that they have criminalized free thought. I hate when people use they, like they gets the blame for everything, right? It's always they.
Yeah.
Oh, who the fuck is they? Exactly.
The problem is they is us.
Yeah. Well, I love that. What we need to do is turn I to we. So we take the responsibility and turn they to us. So we take accountability. What's that thing when Elon just put all the information open and people could figure out if they could figure it out, and open source?
Yeah, open source.
So I'm open sourcing this idea right now so that, engineers and anointed people beings, anointed beings, can collectively contribute to this to push our species forward. Robots have feelings too.
Yeah.
Everything that I'm doing is for the sake of the human race. There's things in capitalism, there's things in technology. Well, technology and original human species can exist in a peaceful way, as long as the people that know how to make robots aren't using their robots to control the humans. We're still in the Holocaust. A Jewish friend of mine said, go visit the Holocaust Museum. And my response was, let's visit our Holocaust Museum, Planned Parenthood. 6 million people died in the Holocaust. Over 20 million have died by the hands of abortion. 50% of Black deaths a year is actually abortion. It's not the cop with the knee. It's not Black on Black violence and gang violence. It's not heart attacks. It's actually abortion. The most dangerous place for a Black person in America is in their mother's stomach. And what I love is having a healthy conversation. Now we're the orphans of capitalism to make us be consumers, and we need to be a community, not just consumers. Well, I don't have to feel your pain because I also have pain too that's not being recognized. And then I'm telling you, you should release your pain and separate it, and we could get to this, the list of how you are a being with engineering opportunities. Trainer that brought me to the hospital and put in press that I went to the hospital. I a doctor that diagnosed me with bipolar disorder and shot me with medication and put me on medication, then put it in the press. And every time, even if I wore the wrong color hat that a nigger is not supposed to wear, right? Then they immediately say he's off of his shit, he's off his meds, he's off of his rocker, and it's literally used as a scarlet letter control mechanism for the people. Understand, the kids, the colleges, the high schools, what do you think they put me right now? They put me as the prophet, not the leader. It doesn't have to be the leader, right? Because we need a more intelligent person to be the leader, but at least, right? They put me as the prophet. They put me as the only person that would say this. And I'm just saying that was 4 members that controlled my voice, because for the fact that 90% of Black people in entertainment, from sports to music to acting, are in some way tied into business people, meaning that in some way, just like if Rom is sitting next to Obama or Jared sitting next to Trump, there's a person right there controlling the country, controlling that who gets the best video or not, controlling what the media says about me. It's the only thing. It just so happens that they are. It just so happens that they are. That doesn't mean that I hate them. That just means that they are. I need to get on my knees and kiss the dick of Howard Stern. But where's our fucking apology? So tell me, for me, a person who's been fucked on my deals and a person that has friends that never figured out how to make shoes with a German company that couldn't tell me to wear a BLM shirt and take off my red hat, like what would have happened if I was at Nike, right? Tell me exactly how to engineer the situation I'm in. We all can use our pain against each other, or we can say we're a being with engineering opportunities. Hey, it's only an engineer that I would respect to tell me of how to update how I'm communicating. Did I prove that there was censorship over the past 2 weeks?
Who censored you? Oh, Drink Champs.
Oh my Lord.
Oh, like Twitter and so on?
Twitter.
That has less to do.
Drink Champs. I went to Japan for 2 to 3 months, right? The day I had Sunday service, my kids are supposed to be there, and my kids were nowhere to be found. And I text Kim and said, where are my kids? We get into an argument, and then I get a text from a number I don't know. and it's Pete Davidson bragging about being in bed with my wife. Then,
Just fucking with you?
well, at that point, it's like they're trying to put me in jail or put a friend of mine in jail. Because then I'm going to go surround the hotel and do something which would have me not be able to be here. And instead, I walked away from that situation. I went to Japan, like the samurai that I am, and went to the top of the mountain. A veteran that was sitting next to me at Cheesecake Factory last night, he said, the General Justice, he serves for whoever is the president, right? And he said, what's happening in politics is we're forgetting we're on the same side. We're forgetting we're on this. This is someone is practically, now he's a nurse. So he's still, fighting for humanity in a way. He went from holding, guns in battle to being a nurse. And when people are battling for their lives. And he said, we're forgetting we're on the same side. This is a person that no matter who becomes president, he can still be told to go to war. And the chaos that's created by the media has split the country in half. You're controlling my creative narrative and because just like how you're telling me I shouldn't have said that, do you think there are people telling me I shouldn't have wore a red hat? Personal is for my people as a whole. As a tribal person, I believe that I am my people.
Yeah.
And the thing that businessmen have done to my people have pulled the brightest out of our tribes and siloed them and made us lose our culture. Don't let them split the gang up. Don't let them split the gang up. And guess who heard wind of this? One of the richest men in the world, Bernard Arnault, caught wind of this. What's going on? They're building up something, and we need to stop it. And that's what happened, right? They broke the gang up. Yeah. And I'm telling you right now, that hadn't happened. Virgil's alive. I'm still married. You know what I'm saying? The power structure was broken then, right? Because we were building Kylie wasn't a billionaire. You know what I mean? Yeah. We were building something together that a French colonizer came in and caught it early and tried to destroy it. But the only thing is, God is alive and I'm anointed. And even with those drawbacks, losing my wife, losing my friend, exhaustion, all of these late night tweets that piss off an entire group, like this, the frustration still there. I work for God and God runs the world, and we'll see what happens. Ultimately, I am fighting a battle in the spiritual form. And anyone that believes in God and is looking at this interview would agree with that. And I just so happen to be a bright part of God's army. I'm fighting for us to live. The greatest gift is life itself. And I said, this is the happiest day of my life. I love cutting the grass low. People wasn't really with you. They was part-time. People switch up when it's wartime. I'd rather have people who are really with me and not people who are just trying to use me. I feel like we're on the people's court because we actually are, right? We're in the court of public opinion. I said I'm going DEFCON 3, right? And I spelled it wrong. I have a tendency to do that. I'm not quite John Legend, tight sweater level, spelling bee level. So I feel a parallel to me going to Timberland to when I said, hey, you as an engineer, I need to work with you as an engineer that is Jewish to look at these contracts and what my people, not just Black people, let's say artists, are dealing with in our contracts. These contracts need to be fixed. Everyone could be so mad at the messenger, right? Yay, you said it the wrong way. You're offensive. You're like Hitler now because you said it. You said this out loud, but it does not, you weren't getting enough sleep. All this shit does not negate the fact that we do have Houston, we have a problem. Would
Yeah.
you read books on the current Holocaust that Black people are in? I mean, we could just go on population control, not like if abortion is right or wrong. We could say factually the clinics were made by eugenics for population control, and it is controlling the population, as is the never being given a 40 acres and a mule. So you don't have the opportunity. And when the people that do have the opportunity are separated from our people, our tribe, and placed in suburban communities next to, as Chris Rock put it, the dentist, and, whitewashed and made to shut the fuck up and, vote left or whatever, niggers are supposed to do when we make it, as opposed to saying, okay, we're building schools, we're building up choirs, we're building up our own leagues, basketball teams, our own factories. We started the first sportswear factory in America since World War II.
If you run for president, what kind of ideas would you represent?
That we're beings with engineering opportunities. I would represent, I had one rally, and in the rally, I just let people come up and I gave them a platform. It's our responsibility to listen to the pain and hear the pain and understand, even when we're the ones that cause the pain, like with my tweet. It's my responsibility to hear you and understand why you feel like that. But it's our responsibility as a people to understand each other.
To give people a voice.
People need the voice. And even right now, what I'm doing or how God is using me, I'm showing where our voices are being muted. There's professors that are actually intelligent, actually have multiple degrees that have been canceled from their schools. And they don't have a music industry or a fan base or shoe design or a smoking hot ex-wife to complain about. They've just got the truth of what they saw and what they dedicated to this country and to education that has been muted by schools that have been taken over with an agenda. I'm pointing out this truth. Now, I'm serious. This is not a Christian thing, right? And, I wonder right there, when I say these jokes, is it something that because I do feel like laughter is the key, engineering and laughter, right, is the key to peace. I said, if a Black person gets pulled over with a car and it's 3 other people in the car, they're also going to jail. They're not going to single them out. They're going to say, you guys are all in collusion. I just described collusion 5 times in this interview. And you keep on going back to this is like 1930. This is like this. This is like that. What I'm saying is, look, I want to work with you as an engineer to free my people. Can we start as a being with engineer opportunities right here? Yes. I am sorry to the people who had to be hurt and affected by that. Now we are here and I'm looking to solve it. But what happens is every time, if I talk to any of these business people one by one, because mind you, I didn't get to the tweet by not having a conversation. I had the conversations beforehand before I got to the tweet. Now we're going to take it to the stage. Now we're on the world stage, right? And you saw Ari Emanuel do exactly the kind of thing that I was saying had been done behind closed doors. Now he's doing it in open doors. They told Candace Owens I couldn't be on the Daily Wire. Like, you can't even explain yourself. And we don't care how you got to that point either. And that's fucked up.
They told Candace you can't be on Daily Wire?
It's not even about, yes, she did. That's what they said. And you know what? And you can have my voice raised or lower. I'm going to do it lower, right? Because what's happening to me I put in your words, the media is saying, not only can you not explain yourself, We don't care how you got to that point. You need to apologize, and you can't explain, and that's the end of the story. So just apologize so we can have Mel Gibson do some more films. Is exactly what Ari Emanuel was saying. No one is looking to change the problem that led so many people to that same level of frustration. And I just so happen to be the one that's not going to back up on it until this changes. Is it okay to call out collusion? Do people collude in your business under you? Like the engineers that come together and like say they collude against the bosses, right? You know why Bernard Arnault offered the deal and took it away from me? Collusion. Because I was too powerful with the collective that I had right there. He had to stop that at all costs. They said, for whatever reason, this kid, Ye, it has the ability to have all of the Kardashians, Jay-Z and Beyonce, Justin Bieber, Demna, Virgil, all these people in the same room working towards a same goal. I've been that person since preschool. That's called a leader, right? And right now, what I'm saying is, hey, for the people in business, whatever their background is, whether they turn their cell phones off on Friday or not, there's been some bad business done. There's some bad business practices, and we have to change that because this game is like boxing. More people end up retarded than rich.
Do you have people in your life that you trust, like really trust?
No, I trust God. At any point, a human being can, like, I could, like, if I like go and like really, treat this guy like a piece of shit or do this, that. Am I supposed to, trust him to be loyal and stay in the situation? No, I trust people to be people, and people are flawed. And people can have the right intentions, but it only makes sense for us to work together when our agendas align.
Is there somebody in your life close to you that you trust enough to call you out on your bullshit? We're all full of shit sometimes.
What's my bullshit?
Well, some of it I pointed out today, but I don't know you deeply enough.
Though? What was the bullshit?
Jewish media,
That's not bullshit. The bullshit is that the Jewish media won't admit.
Your dad was right. Your dad was right. The words you used, you weren't.
And I said it. You're not gonna make me say it 800 more times.
I don't know if it resonated because you keep saying like the words.
Did it resonate to y'all that y'all ain't do nothing about it, and that all y'all want to do is have somebody apologize and sweep under the rug your bullshit that you've been doing the whole time? Yeah, you on the same bullshit as the other people. So you're doing the same thing that the other, let's say media, because I'm not allowed to say, has done. So until somebody
Which is what, man? I'm trying to call you out in your bullshit because I hope I'm somebody you can trust.
I don't fucking trust you.
Well, you should find people in your life you can trust.
Don't tell me what I should do. I'm not one of your BLM marchers. So let's get into engineering. Let's just go. Because
how do you fix that?
Population control is social engineering. And its most literal form. The blacks that are under population control. That's something that, I mean, that's just what it is.
African Americans are not choosing to get the abortion. I mean, it's a choice. It's an individual choice.
But we're being influenced to. Well, watch this. I was building shelters. I bought land in Calabasas, and I bought 2 ranches in Wyoming. 300 acres in Calabasas, 12,000 acres in total in Wyoming. And I started building ideas for shelters. And God set it on my heart to make monasteries, which would be modern day facilities that don't turn people down, that have farms, that have shelter, clothing, but first of all, water. First of all, knowledge, because knowledge is the most important resource to our species above water. Knowledge, it's itself, because then you can go get water. I mean, you can argue like if you're a baby, how do you get water? But the baby doesn't have it, So someone with the knowledge then feeds the baby the water. But it's important that those with the knowledge teach the baby how to find the water themselves. And the business people that I've been dealing with have been keeping the baby sick. by not sharing the information and the knowledge within inside of those contracts. My people are sick. If I load up Apple Music right now and I play the top songs in the rap chart, I will tell you my people are sick. If I go to the restaurants and opportunity zones and we look at the calorie rating and the cholesterol, I will tell you that my people are sick. If we look at the obesity rate, if you go to just a restaurant somewhere in Middle America, Denny's or something. I went to Denny's the other day. You will see that my people are sick, and my people meaning all people, right? But Black people are very influential to all people. So, right, if the media picks a overweight Black woman and says this is body goals, then the media are influencing my people to stay sick. And it just so happens that night, I was so frustrated after 20 years that I had to call it out in one tweet that now, even if I say, hey, okay, I was frustrated for these reasons, now it's not good enough. You've literally tried to make me re-apologize 10 times in this meeting, re-say this, re-say that, but it doesn't change the fact that my people are sick, and I'm the only person in my position that will say that my people are sick. Today, not 30 years ago, not 60 years, my people are sick today. 50% of my people's of deaths are abortion today. My people don't have the opportunities today. Even to the point that because if JP Morgan had been nice to me and if Alex Klein, a STEM player, had been fair to me, different things, then I wouldn't even point it out that we don't have any Black, we have 2 Black engineers. So I have to have a responsibility, obviously to all people, but specifically to my tribe, because tribes move. You know, tribalism is real with Black people. To separate the brightest from the tribe or to separate the leaders, it is factual that the CIA removed the leaders from the Black community, put crack in the communities, put guns in the communities, and locked up all the leaders and called them gang leaders, right? Locked up all the leaders, locked up all the fathers. Now, 72% of Black mothers are raising children by themselves.
Yeah.
What I can say is the world is sick, and I have slight images of utopia, slight images of happiness, slight images as a visionary and a creator. And I know for a fact the way that business deals have been done for me are keeping the world sick. It's a wonderful life, though.
What do you hope your legacy is?
To be forgotten.
Do you think you'll be forgotten?
Because there's ego in memory, in the memories. Who designed the sidewalk? Who designed the water fountain? Who designed the stop sign? Who designed the stoplight? These things are so ubiquitous that the person that designed them is forgotten. If it's a good idea, it's a God idea. Going from the name Kanye West to Ye was the beginning of just letting go of some things, of these titles. Like, we need to remove the titles. Do everything that you feel, even if you are told that it's the wrong thing. No. But not anything violent. Trust your gut. Trust your instincts, because that instinct is who God made you to be. Not, what lines up with your like frat brothers, or what lines up with what your dad wanted, or what lines up with your classmates, or, it's just God has something inside of you. And when you walk down the street, you're thinking about it, and then you just see it in the window. And you go down another street and you see the same thing, or you're thinking about a number and that number pops up, or you see it on a license plate. And that's just, something is trying to say, be the maximum yay, be the maximum you. And God won't give you anything that you can't handle. So for me, everything is a yes. I think they say be like water. I know Bruce Lee said that. Or matter of fact, just be. Because we are beings with engineering opportunities. So how do we get to engineering? There's a deal to be done here. Not saying you're making this money off of that, I'm making that money off, but
I don't care about money, by the way.
Same, twins. So there's dealings here. You got pain, I got pain, but we're beings with engineering opportunities. We should just share every piece of information together. I think we need to have these healthy conversations. That's what it is. Healthy conversations, healthy dialogues. That's the biggest thing. Like, as a visionary, visionaries are more extreme than business people, because a visionary would do bad business for their vision. A business person will never do bad business.
It's well put. Yeah, it's really well put.
So when you say I don't care about money, it's like, yeah, I feel you. Like, I feel that I care in a way that I need that. But I care about the vision that I have to a Steve Jobs level, to the point of putting that above my regular human existence, meaning having to go and take all the arrows, that I become a soldier of the vision. Because someone could say, a wife could say to, like, say, like in the 60s, their husband's about to go to war. The wife may not want their husband to go to war because of their children, but he's going to war because of their children. I had to stop envying cool people at their current cool time. If anything, if someone's cool and I say their name a lot, I'm going to flash the light on them so much that it ages their coolness. It's actually a war technique, showered in compliments.
Yeah.
You know, because that to be able to stay at 45 years old, to still be the bad kid in class. At 45, I'm still in the principal's office. Because if you look at, like, say, fashion, right? If you think of something fashionable, it's probably going to look like the kid in the principal's office. Because I refuse to leave the principal's office. If the substitute teacher comes in, I'm going to say, "You got a big butt." Who can we talk to? Because no one can talk to me. No, I'm out of control, bro. It's just God, then me, and then fuck everybody. You know what I mean? That's really how I live my life. I'm really big on, like, words being powerful. And I have times I'm like, I don't feel like being told what to do. So I don't want to work out with a trainer. And I just want to drink this Hennessy. You know, you may not understand what I'm doing right now, but you will. And that's what I would say to everyone. You may not understand what I'm doing. There's people in the world who want the world to stay as it is, and there's people who want to change the world. And that's happened throughout time. They say that with Da Vinci, halfway into a conversation, he could not suffer fools so much that he would walk away halfway into the conversation. And every time I go and piss off a group of people or do these things, on some end, it's like I could be turning my thing from a potential world vision to a code, or I could be opening up conversations with new friends that I may trust someday. Yeah. God makes no mistakes, because if I hadn't made that mistake, I wouldn't be in front of you today.
Thank you for listening, and hope to see you next time.